Prepare. All right. Awesome. So three, two, and one. Well, Administrator Steve, welcome back. Amir's Monday here at WSAU, WSAU.com. Lois could not be with us today because, as I say, she is indeed the most popular person in Marshfield.
Oh, I thought I was.
Oh, you got a
Just
ways to
kidding.
go
Just
before you
kidding,
match
Michael.
her.
I,
So yeah, we're here with you today. Always great to chat with you because well, first off, as you can see, I brought out the Minnesota Twins stuff because I know you've got ties to Minnesota like
I
I do.
do.
So
I do.
yeah.
And I'm excited for the Twins. I mean, it's one of those things every year we get excited and then it kind of goes down the drain, right?
Isn't
Uh,
that the truth?
it's kind of funny, on the football end, we had everybody was saying how the NFC North was really, we were the powerhouse. We got the Lions and the Packers and the Vikings, and they all got beat in the first round.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
All ended up, falling by the wayside. Yeah. And
Yeah.
we end up with a movie that we've seen already
Oh,
before,
I know. I
Eagles and
know.
the
And,
and the
I
Chiefs.
have nothing against either team, but I don't like the rerun of the movie.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see how much the game is on in my house or how much I'm just doing other things in the background as well. But then again, as most everybody knows, I'm a Jaguars fan. I just look for a good game more often
Oh
than not
yeah,
because
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Been a long run, right?
Yeah, that's a cursed franchise if there ever was one. City of Marshfield, though, you guys are extremely blessed lately here. A bunch of stuff to talk about development wise, but first off, again, as somebody who's from the Sanford footprint in South Dakota and Minnesota, how have I don't I know that this is a private business, it's a hospital system, it's obviously not got a whole lot to do with the city, but how has the partnership between Marshfield Clinic and Sanford Health been in Marshfield? Because I know Sanford is a real community
Yeah.
focused group, and it could be some stuff could come years down the road for the city.
Oh, it's a really big thing here, and we're very happy that merger came together. I've heard great things about Sanford, and we're seeing evidence of that already. There's already talk about looking at some projects that have maybe been on the shelf in the past over at the clinic, and so we'll see what happens with future planning on their end. But really, we talk about the clinic here as really the biggest economic development driver we have. We use it in all of our marketing and promotional materials for trying to get people to want to come here and build here, that we have a first-class medical complex, and we do. But this is going to be a big part of, I think, infusing a bit more excitement and really giving us opportunities to grow. And they will be talking, from what I understand, about wanting to see good things happen in the community, more amenities, more housing, and we'd love to partner with them wherever we could to build a stronger community, Michael.
So is your ultimate goal maybe a Sanford sports complex like you see in Sioux Falls with the Pentagon, the Field House? I believe in the years I've left, they've added baseball, they've added an indoor ice arena. Is that something that you maybe would look at and say that's not out of the question?
Well, I can see them being a player and trying to get something like that going. I mean, we have a lot of talk. There's been talk about a facility in the Mill Creek Business Park. It hasn't come to pass yet, but I hear that they're interested in having recreational amenities for their employers and employees and their families and for the whole community. We'd love to see them come to the table and be part of a project like that. I've never been to the one in Sioux Falls. Strangely enough, I've always driven out to the Rapid City area and Mount
Mhm.
Rushmore, and apparently I haven't stopped in Sioux Falls, which is on me. But I would love to see the complex you're describing.
Yes, and in fact, it's right off the interstate
Oh,
too.
it
If
is.
you just
Okay.
had one exit at the at the interchange there between 29 and 90, one exit down on 29, you won't even backtrack that much.
Oh, wow.
I'm sure you've
Okay.
probably driven right by it and not
I
even
probably
noticed.
have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, next time, and I'll recommend some spots for you to stop and get food as well while you're in Sioux Falls. But
Thank,
I digress.
no,
Uh,
thank you. I appreciate that. But there really is a lot of excitement here, Michael. It's really,
mhm.
I mean, you feel it everywhere when you go out to restaurants or coffee shops or whatever, that people are really glad to see this come together and really hopeful that it's going to be good for the medical complex, but good for the entire community.
Yeah, indeed, and again, I can vouch. Sanford is a real community forward facing company. When I was in Sioux Falls, you can't drive around Sioux Falls and not see their name in certain areas of the town. And they've got research facilities, and from what I've understand as well, a pretty good employer. And I know all of that is checks in the positive column for you because we all know that Marshfield Clinic was not exactly they were struggling in some areas
Yeah.
before this came together.
No, they definitely have a debt load that they've been dealing with, and Sanford sounds like not only very strong overall, but very strong financially, and so that'll be good for bringing things to where they want to get to. And believe me, they're a number one employer in terms of how big they are, the number of employees, what they do for the community, and we are. You know, it gets when they're struggling, we have a lot of people on pins and needles here because they're thinking about what happens if things go wrong. You know, you got people thinking about the housing market. They're thinking about the local economy as far as how business will do. It affects so many things if they're not strong. So we feel good about the direction that they're going.
Absolutely. Then on the other end of that is you said number one employer in the city, but you got to have diversity too. We
Yeah.
already know Weinbrenner is going to be bringing some extra jobs with their new plant, which is construction's underway. Do you have any other companies that might be looking at the industrial park and saying, hey, we might be able to come together and make something happen here? Or is that a goal right now for the city now that you know you have this deal in the bag with the clinic?
Oh yeah, no, very definitely. And we have that new 123 acres in the industrial park that we bought from the UW extension, and we got that special status called certified sites for. Where now we're on the list when people, developers, and site selectors across Wisconsin and beyond, they go to the website there with WEDAC, and they prominently see City of Marshfield. We got 123 acres ready for development, shovel ready as they used to call it, utilities and everything ready to go. And we're in the ballgame in a big way. We've never had parcels that large before, and we're willing to carve it up for anybody who would like to have, maybe they want 40 of the 120 or whatever, and we'd love to work with you on a development. So we're getting inquiries now that we didn't get before. We've got a couple of smaller deals in progress, nothing of the 40-acre sort, but things are happening all across, I think, both the industrial and commercial and residential. We're getting, I think, I don't know if it's the economy in general, Michael, but we're getting things picking up a bit, and it's really exciting to see.
And of course, those people that need housing, and housing is something even going back to Mayor Chris Myers a few years ago, and Mayor Bob McManus. Though that was at the top of both of their lists for their terms was housing. How are you doing in that department?
We're doing wonderful in that department. Last year, a company called Denyon from the Weston area, they got approval with us to build 77 housing units in the southeast corner of town, the area of 21st and Washington Avenue. And they've already put in a dozen foundations, I understand. And they really got a late start last year because of the rainy weather we had during the summer months. So they're cranking along, and that's a mix of single family, twin home, and a couple of quad, which are 4-unit buildings. So they'll be filling up fast. Our own Daniels edition, the 23-unit edition that the city has had. We've had 3 years where we really haven't seen a whole lot, about a half a dozen homes, but all of a sudden we've got two new ones going up shortly and a third one maybe right behind it, it sounds like. So we're excited about that. And we've also got an awareness about how to try and get development going beyond that. We've had zoning is really one of those things where you can't build on small lots. Well, we've had people who've had homes that they've had to take down on small lots. They were deteriorating, they needed to be raised. And then you have a small lot and you talk to the planning and zoning people and they say, well, I'm sorry, you can't build on that lot anymore. You can't meet the requirements. Well, why do we have that when the lots around them are the same size? So we're working right now with the Plan Commission to try and bring an ordinance to the council in the spring that will say, look, we will allow you to build on those small lots that are vacant, provided that you're able to meet a revised set of setbacks. You don't need to be 12 feet or 15 feet from the property line. I mean, the property itself isn't that big. So kind
Mm-hmm.
of resizing it to what already exists in that area. We're hoping to get some development on homes that are on lots that have been sitting vacant, in some cases for many years.
And that goes right in with making sure that you have a good housing stock because you need a variety of sizes. You need the big 4 or 5 bedroom homes for families. You need
Yep.
smaller units for the people that are just starting out, the single people, the couple that's maybe gotten married but they're waiting on having kids because they want to build some equity. You have to have that variety in any municipality, any city, any village if you're going to be making it.
You are very correct, Michael. I think a long time ago I went to a seminar where they called it life cycle housing. So in other words, when people come to your community, they like your community. They want to stay. Well, do you have that entry level for the young couple? Do you have the move up when the family's growing and the income's growing? Do you have the empty nester homes when people are in their 50s and the kids have moved away? Do you have senior housing for people who love the community but no longer need to live in the single family house? Those are all important parts. So that means not only different sizes, but it means different price points. So we're working on trying to make sure that whatever your needs and whatever your price point is, you have options here in the city of Marshfield.
And a couple things then before we let you go. First off, everybody's looking ahead to election day. Believe it or not, we have another one coming. Some from what I understand, City of Marshfield might be a little quiet on April 1st when the municipal elections come around.
Yeah, a little bit. We have five council districts that are up. Every year we have five of our 10 council districts are up for election because they're 2-year terms. And the mayor is also on a 2-year term. Well, the mayor got reelected in April of 2024, so she's still fine until April of 2026. But we have the even number districts 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 up. But 2, 4, and 8, there's no opponent, so the incumbent will be presumably reelected. But in District 2 and District 10, we do have opposition. So there will be not a primary in February because there's only two people running for each of those two slots. But we will have an election in April that will determine two new members. One will be new for sure because Russ Dauber in District 6 has decided he's not going to run again. So there'll definitely be a new person there. And Andy Reigel in District 10 has an opponent. So we'll see how those go. It's not really hot election season here, but we got a couple to look at.
And no matter what, though, we should remind people you will have a reason to go to the ballots on April 1st because there is a statewide Supreme Court race. So don't
Yeah,
again, just because we say Marshfield's going to be a little quiet, don't think that you can take this one off because there will be a Supreme Court race, and I'm sure by the time that is all said and done, residents maybe have the commercials memorized because it seems like this one's going to be
yeah,
tightly
yeah. We've had a
contested.
divided court, Michael, for a few years, and kind of
Mhm.
tipping on that 4-3 either way. And so this will be a big election in terms of the direction of the Supreme Court, how they look at different types of things that come to their attention. Also, we'll have school board elections too. We've got
Mhm.
on February 18th, we've got it'll only be a narrow 5 to 4. Seems kind of weird, like we get 5 candidates, we have an election just to cut it to 4. But then those 4 will go on to the general election in April, and from that, two school board candidates will be picked. So there's been a lot of interest in school boards, not only here in Marshfield, but across the state and across the country lately. So I suspect that that'll be kind of a hot topic as well.
Absolutely. And one more thing, then, before we let you go, as far as the city of Marshfield goes, what else? I mean, do you have coming up here this summer? Do you have any big name acts for the Wenzel Family Plaza concert series coming
Well,
up?
that's really
Book
out of my pay grade or whatever you want to call it. I
pay
know that
grade.
Nikki
Oh,
Anderson, our coordinator, is working on getting some good concerts. I imagine that the Central State, Wisconsin State Fair is looking at getting the best quality entertainment they can in August for that event. We love having people, and we turn on the fountain here and love to get people to come to Dairy Fest and Hub City Days. It's like 45 degrees right now as we talk,
mhm.
and it makes me start thinking already about spring and summer. But it's a great place to live here throughout the year, summer being no exception.
Exactly. We see the sunshine on your face there, and
I
that's
know.
exactly what we're thinking is summer.
Well,
And
we
I'm
went a period of 3 or 4 weeks, I think, where we really hardly ever even. I wonder what that ball up there was when I saw it.
exactly,
So,
exactly. And look, all I'm saying, just get the weekend, get Sabrina Carpenter to come to town. That's all. That, just that's all I'm
okay,
asking. If we
you
can
may
get
have to.
Sabrina
Yeah.
Carpenter to the Wenzel Family Plaza one Friday night, I'll be happy.
Okay. Duly noted. I'll talk to Nikki about
All right,
that.
all right.
All
Yeah,
right.
well, I'm willing to throw a 20 in on
Oh,
that. Cover her
good.
fee.
20 $20 or 20K.
We appreciate the time, Steve. We're gonna let you go. We're out of time.
Okay.
We got to
Thanks a
let you
lot,
go.
Michael. Take care.
All
Appreciate
right.
it.
Bye.
Have a good one.